Hey, Oscar fans, Sam McEwen along with Tom Shatel, Sherlock Holmes weather here for Nebraska's press conference before the Ohio State game. And you remember that Bill Clinton interview back in the 90s when he asked what the definition of is? Today we got to ask what the definition of it is. Because Scott Frost said, I hope we get it. And I asked him, do you mean a fifth year or do you mean wins? And he said wins. What do you think?
I think he meant come back next year. That's how I read it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. He obviously thinks that they could, that he wants to come back and that things will be different and give us another chance. You know, we've already heard some things. Obviously, he was asked about not about his job specifically, but about the speculation of the job, which is kind of how we in the media work. We don't ask him about how you have your job. What do you think about the speculation about your job to get the guy to talk about it? And most coaches aren't going to talk about it. They're not going to. Well, I'm not bothered by it. I don't listen to it. Of course, he did say you do hear it, but I think he's answering the question throughout the whole press conference, Sam, by talking about all the young guys and the progress, and these are the things we're going to hear about for the next month. Yeah. And that's what coaches on the hot seat do. And I get it. It's not going to go away. I'll say win Saturday. But it ain't going away for a while, so we're going to have to just go with this. There was already an erroneous thing on social media today about Frost's job, and get used to it. It's going to be there.
Yeah, it is.
But don't believe it.
I mean, obviously the team needs to be played better. Scott's handled the pressers pretty well, though. Like he's gotten through those without getting in big rancorous fights. He's not a Bo Pelini type or anything like that.
I think he absolutely gets it. I think he's good at it. I think he certainly toned down his act, which I think he needed to do, obviously. But yeah, I think he didn't freak out. He didn't yell at anybody. He didn't stomp off like some coaches have done when he's asked about their job status. He says it's part of the deal. It's going to come up, and he knows why. They haven't won enough. So, you know.
A lot of questions today about Ohio State now is like what Nebraska was in the 90s. Is that accurate to you? You remember the Huskers in the 90s, Ohio State today. Is it similar?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I wrote this a few years ago. Ohio State is unlike any dynasty in college football history. I mean, you tell me the last time they've been down, maybe the 2011 when Luke Fickell was here before he was Luke Fickell.
Right.
He came in here. They weren't a great Ohio State team, but they never had a down period, Sam. Woody Hayes went into Earl Bruce, went into John Cooper, who won like a crazy man, but he couldn't beat Michigan. But he won 9 or 10 a year.
He did.
Ohio State is never, and then they went into the sweater vest.
Tressel.
Senator Tressel, and then Urban Meyer. It was between Tressel and
Fickell.
It was okay.
1 year of Fickell.
I'm getting my Buckeye history here.
And Urban Meyer now.
But they never had a down period.
Ryan Bain might be as good as any of them.
Yeah.
He's a good coach.
So, yeah, they're like the 90s, but they've been like the 90s for a long time.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get in the national championship game because John Cooper couldn't beat Michigan. I covered 2 Ohio State-Michigan games in 96, 97. Saw the Charles Woodson punt return game in Ann Arbor. And I was there specifically because Ohio State and Michigan were competing with Nebraska for the national title in those years. And in 96, Ohio State was right there and lost again to Michigan and got knocked out. So it was, they've always been there. So, yeah, it's like the 90s, except it's like they've always been this good. Maybe not top 2 or 3, but they've always won at a very high level.
Yeah, they really have. Adrian Martinez, Scott Frost wants to see him get a redemption story.
Yes.
Similar to the one Frost had when he was in college.
Well,
I mean, I don't think we're going to see much of Logan Smothers.
No, and again, Frost answered the question before it could really be asked, saying, okay, when are you going to play Smother? We're all thinking, this is what we're thinking. What's it going to take to change quarterbacks? A lot of people I'm hearing from in the last 48 hours, Sam, want to keep Frost, but they want a new quarterback. Okay. That's what I'm hearing a lot of. That doesn't mean everybody's thinking that. I know better, but I'm hearing that a lot. And the answer is today, I want to see him get one. I want to see him win a big one, get redemption. He said he used the word redemption.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, a lot of that is he heard those boos on Saturday, and it went right back to 1997 when Scott got booed himself on the same field.
Right.
And they all wanted Frankie London. Logan Smothers, Frankie London, same guy probably. And so Scott's got a place in his heart for Adrian. He appreciates how tough he's been, what he's been through, ups and downs. He wants the happy ending. So, by God, he's going to play until they get that happy ending.
The one regret Scott, gave us today was that Adrian's second interception, which was the shovel pass.
Right.
Scott said that was on him because he got on Martinez on the previous drive for not getting the first down, and he felt like that may have affected Martinez a little bit. Now, I'm just saying that Frost really loves that quarterback. I mean, that is going to be a relationship between the two of them that's going to go on well past his time here. There's something to respect about how much he cares for his quarterback.
And we've all said, he's either those two are going to go down with the ship together.
Right.
And
well, we'll see.
But you know what? He wants to make sure he gets one before they, before they do a Titanic deal. So 3 games left, and this one's
breakfast pizza this Saturday.
We've seen these guys play with him. I mean, the one where Martinez threw the interception, the ESPN Game Day was here.
That was rough.
That was they had him on the run, running the option early, and I don't think that was still Urban, and but then last year that was a pretty good game for a while, as I recall.
It was.
I remember McCaffrey running down the sidelines.
Yeah.
People saying, "Who the hell is this guy?" Right. That's what they said on TV. Who is this guy? And so, then all of a sudden, there was a fumble or something, an interception, and Ohio State, Justin Fields took off. But Nebraska, I think, will hang in there for a while. I really do. My question is, will there be a sellout? I think this is one of those games, automatic, right? Ohio State, we're coming, big game. A lot of people are worn out. At 11 a.m., they may find something else to do Saturday. And I don't know if Trevor's going to do that again, where he buys all the tickets and hands them out. What do they call that, the red carpet treatment?
Yes.
Will he do that again? I just keep thinking it's going to end one of these weeks, and I would not be surprised if it's this one, but it's still here.
There's 2 left. There's 2 home games left. We'll be covering those, and, of course, the game at Wisconsin. For Tom Shatel, I'm Sam McEwen. Catch all of the Husker coverage this week on Omaha.com, the Omaha World-Herald, and HuskerExtra.com. Thanks a lot.